So we're gonna take a look at this. Oh, well, that's cool. I'm gonna say it'll run, but go big, go! Let's do this. A little bit tempted to take a jumper cable and tap this guy over a little bit, huh? Let's see what it's gonna do for us. Let's go ahead and do the prudent thing and check the oil. Check the water already, and that would be dry. So I'm probably just gonna add some pure water to it because I'll certainly flush that out. Uh-oh! Just made a bad choice. You know, I gotta tell you this, and I love playing with this old stuff. I really do. I have a great time. Granted, gas motors aren't particularly my thing, but I bought this. I probably overpaid for it a little bit just because I wanted a little small dozer. I've been having trouble finding one. This thing will be kind of an adventure to get it started, but I also think it's kind of interesting when you talk to people about their stuff. You're like, when did it run last? You know, if I do, will it starts? I want them to be like, dude, that ain't running 30 years. And if they're trying to sell it, they're like, yeah, I mean, it was running when parked a couple of years ago. Like, what's a couple? You know, a couple. I'm not sure. I'll take viewer opinions. How many years does that take to grow? I mean, I just want a technical answer if we have a moss expert out there, because I'm gonna guess that ain't no couple.
With the remote starter switch.
Yeah, they come in handy.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, a lot of times we just end up bypassing a lot of the...
Right.
Especially if there's been like mice in the cab on something. I would figure out if this is in neutral.
You have to go sideways.
There, that should be.
I think that's neutral.
Keep my toes good and clear.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Think we're good on everything?
I think so.
Clear. It's never easy. Ever. Just for the record. I am known for blowing the top off batteries. Sold. So we're gonna take a look at this. Oh, well, that's cool. All right. Uh-oh. Well, I'm a little nervous. All right, crank it. All right, you can kill it. I'm gonna say it'll run, but I'm a little nervous about that.
Release the hydraulics. Okay, come up. That it?
That's all it's giving me down.
Set up all the way?
That's as much as it'll give me.
Okay, let's see if it holds. Okay.
We are running hot, straight, and normal. Hope you guys can see the dozer going back there, but actually feels like it rides pretty good for, I mean, it ain't that crazy heavy, but I feel it tugging around back there, so we're just gonna go nice and slow and get home safe. All right, I'll see you on the other side. Cheers! All right. The bottom is completely gone out of that battery box. What's that? Oh, is that electric fuel pump? So that turns the fuel pump on, huh? Well, that's interesting. A little bit of a nuisance, ain't it? Yeah. Well, let's go see if we can find that. Let's go find that fuel pump. I'm actually gonna put a piece of wood in here because I'm a little bit worried about that battery wanting to bounce off that train arc. Mouse. There's a fuel tank. Let's see what we're looking at here. Well, it stinks like bad gas. There's a little bit of something and a lot of crud in it. So let's dump some gas in this thing here and see what we can do. Good for you, as long as you live upstream. That's metal. I thought that was rubber. Is that rubber? It's some kind of plastic.
I don't know what's in there.
That's whatever they made these crazy fuel lines out of them.
Yeah.
It's like some kind of, I think it's just crud that's turned to concrete over the years.
Oh, you're not talking about this new package. Do you want me to take your stuff in?
Yes, please.
Okay.
As ready as it can be by 4 o'clock. How's that sound? What's that?
Are you going to turn it around?
Listen, honey, I'm fuzzy about a lot of things in my life. That's one of them. All right, let's try this differently now. See what kind of crud comes out. I think we got some new gas mixed with some old gas. There we go. I mean, for those of you who are wondering, yes, I'm absolutely going to change those filters. I think this is more, this is kind of an experiment to see what this girl's gonna do. The next problem I have is that throttle cable's stuck tighter than a drum. So let's see if I can't get that loose. Let's see what that. I think I can operate the throttle mechanism just by maneuvering the cable. Wouldn't describe this as being a great idea or anything. And if you're wondering why I'm using this goofy screwdriver, it's because everything I have is either too short or too long to fit in this weird little gap here. There we go. Okay. So, I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's moving. So, I'm a little bit tempted to take a jumper cable and tap this guy over a little bit, huh? So, kind of funny, but not super funny. Everything I gotta do here, I kind of gotta do from the side, because I got that blade tied up, and kind of want to look down in there and see if it's taking any water or not. And I mean, that's probably a 4,000 or 8,000 pound strap, but I'd be a little scared if this thing takes too much water. It shouldn't be dead empty. I mean, so it took about what is that thing? A gallon and a half? Took about a gallon. I don't know how big this jug is. Yeah, it took about a gallon and a quarter of water, so I'm not too scared by that. I mean, with stuff like this, you always got to think crack block, you know. So, yes, I'm not too goofy on that being too much water. It's not my. I mean, the ideal amount, of course, is 0, but some is okay. Just gonna confirm that guy's in neutral again. Try to use the old trusty cheating wire trick. Yeah, so I don't know if you guys can see that, but that's what happens when the solenoid is stuck solid. So, as you guys know, there's ways to get around that particular difficulty. Now, this is kind of a little bit of a cheating thing because I was pretty sure that solenoid was stuck solid. We tried to just tap a jumper cable to that the other day and it didn't work. So, given its age and somewhat crusty looking demeanor, I had to be reasonably suspicious that that was going to be the case. All right there, boys and girls. I see a spin-on type oil filter. That's interesting. I don't want to spin that off right this second, but we are going to change the oil in this, of course. Well, the question becomes, why am I not seeing a dipstick? Besides, yeah, the obvious one. Well, so there's oil in it, but there's something else. It's got some definite grit to it. Yeah. So there's some, I'm pretty sure that's bits of metal. We'll find out though. But so there's chunks in it. But ironically enough, them chunks don't appear to be magnetic. So I'm still nervous, but yeah, they didn't transfer over to that. So either way, there's chunkiness in the oil, so I think we're gonna most definitely drop the oil out of it before we try to proceed any further. Yeah, I mean, just drop the oil out of it, just put some straight like 30 weight in it. See what it does. I think. All right, let's climb underneath here. Let's see what's gonna come squirting out of this thing. Got a jack and 2 jack stands on the blade, so it don't come down in pieces. Tell you what, stuck in a little daggum jungle here. But gosh, I don't even know what size socket that is. And every time I move, I'm getting crud in my eye. Wait, what is that, a 1-inch? Goodness gracious. That's not the answer I wanted from you. So, just drain the oil out of this thing. I'm gonna let it run for a bit. I'm actually gonna I'm gonna put a splash of gas down the stack just to kind of rinse this a little bit more. I think I'm gonna put a splash of diesel down it. Quite a bit of water came out. I'm gonna get after this with a peanut butter blaster. Use the peanut butter blaster and vice grip method. Pump a couple down. Old diesel in there just to. So here's my current plan with this guy. There's a little bit of oil and a little bit of water. I'm sorry, a little bit of water in the crankcase. So I dumped that out last night, let it run overnight. Filled it with diesel. So now I'm just gonna roll it over a couple times, dump that, change the oil. Looks like everything's good. Probably get ready to start pulling some spark plugs, but I think I'm gonna try to give this thing a start first. So it's, you know, it's hard to tell with these things. I mean, running rusty relics, you know, I mean, they'll usually run forever. So, well, we'll touch this off and see what it looks like. The problem is, the way I put this guy on the trailer makes the starter interesting to get to say the least. We'll be putting that battery on a battery charger, won't we? Oh, wait! See if we can't get a little insight into why that's unhappy. Pretty sure it's just a start solenoid that's bad. Should be fairly easy to figure out. No voltage. 22 millivolts. Yeah, 12 volts. So we're getting 12 volts to the solenoid. Bad solenoid. Dude, how to know when your jumper cables go bad. All right. So, this thing's full of diesel. I finally got the start solenoid in it, which was a colossal pain. Like, my hands just don't fit. And there's everything, like the starter and everything's just like right in the way. But all right, let's hit the key. We're gonna roll this over a few times, not in gear, fuel off, just to churn up everything. And then we're gonna dump the diesel out of it and go from there. I'm hoping this works, because I need another battery. No, it's turning over good. Yeah, I don't know where that puff of smoke came from. Alrighty. Time to shimmy. Not happy about that. Yeah. You guys ain't gonna believe this. It's the weirdest oil filter I've ever seen. We'll see. We'll see. Where'd my case of oil go? Whoops. So in the spirit of nothing's ever easy, if I crank this over, as you can see, hold on, I'm getting a little, you guys can see it, I'm getting fuel running out of the carburetor, which is a no-no. And I don't know, that shouldn't be happening, of course. So I'm gonna turn the fuel off and just crank it over a couple times. See if we can clear out the carb a little bit. Okay, so I don't want to kill the battery anymore. All right, let's go look at our spark plugs and see if we got sparky. Interesting sidebar, but the way this not super enthusiastic with how them cables are looking. You're going to be making a good connection in there. Seeing no spark. Try to show you guys this best as I can. No spark. I will begin my no spark condition diagnosis. I have no idea what that is. For a guy who works on, primarily diesels. I understand the concept, I just don't do it a lot. Well, that's not supposed to be in there. So in the interest of figuring this out. Crud! They're going to... Oh no. That come out of there suspiciously easy. Kind of the goofy thing about working out here is, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this or not. I see him.
There was a bull in our backyard. There he comes. Should be up there.
They're out there about 100 yards. They're just staring at us. It's so crusty underneath here. I have a really hard time finding a good ground, but there we go. I don't know if you guys can see that, but when I'm getting a decent ground, I'm getting a good, I was getting a good spark on that plug. So we're gonna assume the coil's good. So that's gonna take us to our next exciting adventure, which is this distributor. Now what's funny about that is I know nothing about these style distributors. So I'll tell you what, hopefully my thought is I'm gonna have to rebuild that carburetor, but that gas has had a chance to sit in the bowl overnight. So I don't think this thing is sparking. I don't want to give it a crank. Alright, so we're not getting, I'm not getting gas pouring out the carburetor this morning, so hopefully that float popped up and that needle unstuck that was sticking in there. I still don't think I'm getting spark. Give that a little huff and we'll see if it'll... Interesting. I'm feeling like a little tiny bit of sucking sensation on that too. So I'm guessing we got some valves that aren't sealing. Again, I'm not seeing any spark, but I will say sometimes in these older tractors it's not the easiest thing to see, at least in the ones I've dealt with. Okay, kind of an interesting point here. Because I got too old, but them points look pretty yucky. So we're going to try to get in here. Clean them little contacts up. That's an impossible angle. Kind of a pain in the butt. You can barely get your. Like I'm hand in there. Alright, let's give that a try. The old college try. See if she'll chuff off a little bit, huh? So guys, this is kind of interesting. I'm gonna show you the way that I look at this and the way I kind of diagnose this stuff, and by no means am I an expert, but I think you've been shown how to test the coil. Just run a wire to the coil, hit it on the ground. You saw I did it earlier. So we're gonna turn this in accessory position, right? And as you know, hopefully you can see there, trying to get you in so you can see. Maybe I'm gonna move this and hold this. Try to do a multiple hand job here. All right, so the points are closed. And if I touch, whoops, turn the voltmeter on. And if I touch to the ground side of the coil, I have nothing. Now, you can see, by the way, I got this working because it sparks like that. But if I touch to the hot side of the points, I have nothing. If I open it, I have 12 volts. So if you are making a connection here, you should have no voltage. But if you open it, because obviously you're going to ground, so but if you open it, you should get 12 volts to right here, right? Can you guys see that? So if you're getting 12 volts to right here and nothing to right here, then you could tell your points right here need to be cleaned and they're not connecting. Okay, that's just kind of how I check to make sure all this is working. Pretty cool, straightforward stuff, but hopefully that helps you guys. Also, you should have nothing here. When the contacts are open, you'll have current up there. All right, let's put all this stuff back together and get ready to give her a go. Whew, it is a hot beast out here today. I'm kind of like working in spurts. Put the exhaust back on to whatever extent it'll go back on. Whoa! pump up some fuel. Let's choke her a little. Almost. Okay. Come on. It's close. More feeling like this is a fuel starvation issue than it wants to run. That filter doesn't look like it's plugged, but it also don't look like it's filling up like it should be. So I would guess it's accumulating crud out of the bottom of the tank. It's not getting fuel the way I'd like it to. I don't know if that filter's bad. It is dripping fuel up the bottom of the It's close. The carb is clearly hosed. Okay. Why we're getting so many air bubbles in the fuel. But we are close. We are close. Wow! It's blowing so much crud out of there when it starts. It's like raining rust all over me, but it is starting. So, let's do that again. The good news is it's running. The bad news is the alternator mounting bracket's broken off, and that's why the throttle's acting so funny. But it's alive! All right, well, let's pull that pig out of there, see if we can weld it, and we can doze balls, man. Woohoo! That was pretty cool. All right, what's up, guys? We got the dozer started. Stay tuned. We're gonna have the second half of that out here very, very shortly. Running, driving, all kinds of fun. We're gonna attempt. We also have a couple really cool things coming up. Like, subscribe. I'm gonna switch this to a little bit more of a vlog style, just because there's so many projects going on. To try to have them be sequential is a little bit goofy. Plus, some of these things are just too big. Some of these episodes are getting so long. But like I said, we really appreciate you. Like, subscribe. Thanks for coming along. What do we got cooking? We got the second half of the dozer. We got a whole new project, which I'm about to show you right now. Hey, gents. I'm guessing you guys kind of noticed when we come up here and well, let's back up. So we're at my new buddy Iris, and we came up here and bought a dozer, and I couldn't help noticing that this place is a little bit of a playground for me. And you know, they sell heavy equipment, and what's gotten parked out here is stuff that's been interesting to them for a long time. So they agreed to let us play a little bit. So I'm looking around like, what needs my attention? And while there's something interesting, and by the way, sorry about the mower that just started up. They're out here working. You know, I mean, that's 2000, that's 2001. These are interesting, and we might ask to play with them. But I'm gonna tell you, and again, sorry about the background noise. What really caught my attention was something a whole lot more fun. Because if you want to know it'll start, you gotta go BAM! So here's the next one. This is a Chevy fuel truck that come from the airport. We don't know when it last ran. We were told several years. As you can clearly tell, just I'm gonna stick my arm in here with the camera. It's gonna be a bit of a battle. So, as you guys know, my whole theory on will it start, should be predicated on it might not, it might. So right now, I think this is the biggest challenge in this whole daggum place. This is a gas motor. This is a Detroit. The other two are 8V92s. I've just discovered that two-stroke Detroits are so cool, but they always work, man. They're like tanks. So we're gonna get after a big old gasser. Stay tuned. We'll have this one coming up in the next couple weeks. Cheers. And then we are going up tomorrow to work on the Smokey and Bandit car, the Smokey and the Bandit car, and get that going. You guys had an intro to that a couple weeks ago. We still have to go back up to the mountains, drive the Peterbilt. The other Peterbilt is home. The Mac is in the driveway. We are headed out to the farm, hopefully in the next couple weeks. And we took the RV out this weekend, dropped the transfer case out of the pickup, and we got to pull the radiator out of the RV. So, there's a lot going on. Stay tuned. Thank you.